You're welcome to another episode of We Talk with Ify. Like I promised, today I'll be talking to Pastor Dr. Palmer, the pastor of the International Christian Church. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me on your program. Well, I was born and bred in Ghana, and originally I went through a teacher training to become a teacher. But before then, I wanted to be a Catholic priest in any case. But all the same, it's still on the same line. A teacher, a Catholic priest, a Pentecostal pastor, whatever it is, it still falls on the same line. So right now, I'm a Pentecostal pastor. It's in the direction of Assemblies of God more, with the German DFP system. It's Assemblies of God. And then we also try to train other pastors who are here because of the German status. So that is what I'm mostly involved in Germany now. Not only in Freiburg, but the whole of Germany.
That means apart from being the pastor in International Christian Church, you're also in the body government.
The Pentecostal charismatic churches in Germany. And maybe beyond, but we don't talk about beyond. Let's limit ourselves to Germany.
Okay. We're talking about leadership.
Right.
Who do you consider to be a leader?
Well, a leader should be somebody who has a vision, and his vision is to improve upon situations and to rally people around him or her. And in this way, rallying people around him or her tries to improve or to work towards the vision that has been placed on his heart. And it should not be only somebody who motivates, but somebody who is also empathic to people.
Okay.
That should be a leader.
Some people say that leaders are born. Do you think that most of the leaders that we see today in politics, in the church, at work, that from when they were small, they have the seed of leadership in them?
Well, I would not say leadership or a leader is born. What I would say is that leadership comes from our experiences that we have, from our self-awareness, and also our contact with other people, so that we learn. It's a learning process.
Okay.
So I would say it's not being born to be a leader, but rather you learn to become a leader. They have learned it from home. They have seen maybe their parents or some other places they've been to, maybe church or whatever it is, and that is where they have learned and have been motivated to lead.
Okay. We have leaders in different places, like I said, in politics. How do you see leaders in the world now? In Freiburg, where we are, in Germany, in Africa, in the world generally?
When we talk about leadership worldwide, we have a big difference.
Okay.
In the developed world, let me say, we live in Germany.
Yes.
And we are seeing the way they are leading us. When we compare it with where we are coming from, there's a very big difference. They are selfless leaders. But our place, we are thinking about only ourselves or our families, and we go more into corruption. But I don't say there is no corruption here. There is. But the corruption here is very minimal. Not like ours, where everybody sees it or everybody feels it. They are selfless here when you look at them. And they are here for the people, not for everybody, not for only their families or they themselves, but for everybody.
Okay. As a leader, how would you evaluate leadership? You are a pastor also in the church in general today. Like you said, there are different kinds of churches. So how will you evaluate it?
Today we have made leadership or pastoral leadership in the church to look like it's a profession. But that should not be, it should be a call.
Okay.
One should be called. And if you are called, just like Jesus did on this earth, he became a servant and not the Lord over his people. And that should be what we should be leading. We should be with people, work with people, serve people, and not only let others always do everything for us or serve us.
Exactly.
We should come down to the level of Jesus, imagining him washing the feet of his servants. How many of us leaders today will do that? You know, we should be thinking about all those things, especially in the church. Maybe outside is different, but the church, in the church, we should come down to that level. No matter your qualification, once God calls you, he knows where he will place you to do what for him.
From what you are saying, just like John Maxwell always says, the best kind of leader is a servant leader. So what are the things, what are the characteristics, in your opinion, that should not fail in the life of a good leader?
Well, a good leader, one, you should inspire people. You know, you are leading people. People are following you, so they should be inspired to follow you. That's one. Secondly, your personality counts. Your character is very, very important. You can have the charisma of our Lord Jesus Christ, but if your character is not good, you know, people who are following you begin to wonder. And then as a good leader, you should be able to delegate things to others. It's not a leader who does everything. At least you should have confidence in people and delegate things to others. And nextly, you need to have courage as a good leader. There are certain things certain decisions you will take that you may think they are not in that right direction, but the Lord has laid it on your heart to do it, and it's hard. When you have that courage to do it, you will succeed. Your yes is yes, your no is no. And then, apart from your courage, you should be committed towards excellence. Excellence in the way that the vision you have, you may not be perfect to get the vision through, but you'll be working towards getting it into perfection. That should be your excellence. And you should be able to communicate with people as a leader, a good leader. Communication is very important because nobody knows what is always in your head. If you don't bring it out, they may not be able to get what you want or how the vision has to come to pass. They may not know it. And you should be honest. You should be honest with them. You should be transparent that nobody suspects you doing anything behind them. Everything should be open. So these are maybe 7 traits of a good leader.
The world that we are in now is a fast-growing world.
Right.
And changes are taking place, both in technology and in other areas. How should a leader approach change? From younger people, from changes in the technology, how should a leader approach change? Every
leader, I would say, should have maybe 6 effective ways towards change.
Okay.
1, you should have a positive attitude towards change. Because without change, you cannot improve on anything. You know, and we are in a world that day in and day out, 24/7, things are changing. It's not that you'll be happy with the changes, but you have to cooperate. You know, you have to flow with it. Because it has to happen. Even people change. So your attitude towards change should be positive as a leader. That is very important if you want to make it. And apart from a positive attitude towards change, you need, as a leader, to be flexible. You know, you don't say, I have always gone 1 + 1 is 2, so let me remain there. No, you should be flexible. Somebody, maybe a youth or a small child, can come out with an idea which will fit into your vision, that you change it or you adjust to it. You know, so you need to be flexible. And apart from being flexible, also you need to have a big picture as a leader. Okay. A very big picture, because the world, as it continues to change with technology and whatever it is, you should also be imagining something big happening within your vision. It's very, very important. And you should also be accountable. You know, when the changes come, there is a mistake somewhere, you should be accountable for that. You accept the mistake, you are not happy, but then you should stand and account for it that, well, maybe I approached it the wrong way. That is very important. You accept it. Take it upon yourself. And apart from that, you should be forward thinking also as a leader for a change, because the change will surely come. If you are not thinking forward, you should think ahead. You should always think ahead. You know, as people, you know, when you look at Germany, you know, sometimes things haven't happened, but they I don't know how to say it, they forecasted that something of this sort
get prepared.
May happen. So exactly. So you have to think in that direction also. And also for the change, you need empathy and compassion so that you can move along with the change. Otherwise, you'll be a failure in your leadership, or you will disappoint your followers.
I hear a lot that leaders, they read a lot of books.
Okay.
And to lead, first of all, is already time-consuming.
Right.
So how do you compensate for leaders reading a lot of books, and how many books minimum do you recommend?
Okay. Well, leadership is an ongoing process. Just as I told you from our experiences, from your self-awareness and all that. So books also help you in that you may not have the time, like this book, this Bible I'm holding, to read from Genesis to Revelation at once. Yeah. But when you look at the table of contents, you can figure out some very interesting things to you that you would like to learn from those things. Okay. Not necessarily reading throughout the whole book. Okay, so in a week, you may be able to read 7 books in a week, but it's not from page 1 to the last page.
Okay, good.
Just picking up some very interesting, something that will help you in your leadership role. Okay. You pick it up and read it. And you study it also. Maybe you make some notes out of that. Okay. Right. Not necessarily reading the whole book. No. You're taking what applies to you. What maybe at that time also. At that particular time. Okay. What will improve upon your skills. Okay. That's what you read. Okay. Personally, as a leader, what has been your personal challenge, your greatest challenge till now? That is, you know, as a leader, you are leading human beings. Yeah. And maybe your expectation will be that all the people should be thinking like I am, or should go along with my vision. But obviously you will find people who are with you, smiling with you, doing everything with you, but they are not going according to your vision. They also have a different vision, and they may not be open to you where you are, but they will rather go behind you and propagate some false things, and then you will realize as a leader that some things are burning out. You know, the way you want to go, that is not how it is. And you know, the greatest challenge is to have your vision, and your vision is not being propagated or not being carried by your team. That is a very big issue, you know, because you will always be pulled back, or you may be tempted even to give up. That is the biggest challenge. And it's also not easy to get everybody's mind on board. So, what you're trying to say in essence is that people, the relationship factor, that people are the greatest challenge that one can have. The biggest challenge. You can imagine our Lord Jesus Christ with his people, 3.5 years or more, but still there was one person who betrayed him. That is how leadership is. So to the topic of women and leadership, what is your take on women being leaders in different areas, in the home, in the offices, and things like that, also in government? You know, women as leaders, I see women, because I have been working with a lot of pastors or leaders, and most of the time, the women, they are transformational in their leadership. The woman leader will have time for every individual. Okay. They just don't talk and go, but they have time, you know, to listen to you. Okay. The other way around, the man, I'm putting the two together. Yeah. The man will give instructions. You know, I call it transactional. The woman is transformational. Yeah. The man is transaction. He gives you what to do. He tells you what to do. He doesn't go deep into it to explain it to you, or to have time for you to, or patience, you know, or have a relationship. He only gives you the instructions and that's all. He doesn't talk too much.
Okay.
But he expects you to carry out the
And
assignment
results.
as he wishes.
Okay.
The woman has time for you. You know, she will even maybe teach you more, go further with you as to how to go about the whole thing. You know, so this is a very big difference I have seen. The men will not talk too much, give you instruction, but when you fail, the men, they get on your nerves and put you right.
Okay.
That was a wrong way you went. The woman will still be with you and say, no, you will still have another chance. You know, so you see that there's a difference. The women are a bit empathical than the men. The men are quite different. They don't talk too much.
But
That's how I see them. But they act exactly. They are transactional.
And you think that women are accepted in leadership?
You know, women mostly women, they don't even sometimes they don't easily come out to lead.
Okay.
But when you look at things, when you even look at some businesses, some CEOs who are women, they make more impact than men because of the way the women treat co-workers. Women talk to people. They make more impact than men. Only that sometimes they don't trust, you know, to come out because of the mentality they have. The man is the head of the home, or they also think at the workplace, whether they are qualified or not, the man should lead. But women are better leaders, I would say, better leaders than men. I will put it that way. Women should be better leaders than men, but only we don't accept it that way, you know. But that should be the way.
Okay. I feel that sometimes because of this mentality that men are the head of the home according to the Bible, which is accepted, that women, they don't get to the highest potentials as leader because of this barrier. How true do you think this is?
No, that is true. You know, sometimes the men also feel the woman wants to overtake from them, and so they always want to put them down because they say the saying that a man is the head of the home, so a woman should not be my head in the workplace or at the church or whatever it is. But that is a wrong thing we have. It should rather be the way that we promote the women. If we want our businesses or our churches or wherever we find ourselves to improve, then women should be promoted.
What would be your last word to upcoming leaders, both kids that are in school or youth or people that have been in business for a long time? What is your advice to them?
I would say, as I said from the beginning, leadership is not being born with, but rather your experience, your self-awareness, the people you follow. So my piece of advice with that, the young ones, the upcoming ones, they should look up to great examples of leaders and follow those examples, and not only want to follow those who are telling them wrong things that they want to hear. Because there are people who want to hear certain things and misbehave. And there are leaders who will talk like that. You know, they should be able to sieve and know that this is not the way I want to go, or this way this person is going is not right. And you can also know that when people are criticizing a particular leader, very, very much, you know, somebody leads, everybody is criticizing the person, then you know that there is something wrong there. But if somebody is leading, there will be some criticisms, but not too much, you know, because not everybody will follow you what you are doing. But not that everybody is against that person. Then there's a question mark there. So the youth, the upcoming ones, they have to be very careful what they hear and what they see. You know, the leader should be an example for them. And then they will go the right way. And they can be close to the leader and have some mentorship. You know, because the leader will also detect a youth or a younger one who comes close to the leader, in the wisdom God gives, the vision God has given, will also detect this is somebody I have to train. And the leader will open up and be a mentor for that person.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. That is all for the talk with Ife. Please write your comments. Visit my Instagram site. Till the next time with Ife, take care. Bye.